As we approach the end of 2020, I want to talk to you about the grief you might be feeling over the year that we've just had. There are a lot of people who have had to grieve really big, serious things this year. People have lost loved ones, dealt with severe illness, and experienced economic turmoil, including housing instability, unemployment, and the loss of small businesses they put a lifetime into building. But for those of us who have been lucky enough to avoid those big things, there's still a lot to be grieved. If you haven't lost a loved one, your health, or your economic stability, you might be feeling survivor's guilt. But I want to tell you that your grief is also valid. One thing you might be grieving is your vision for the year. People have had to delay a lot of things this year. Things like weddings, growing their families, medical procedures, including gender confirmation surgeries, debuts of creative projects years in the making, job or career changes, dating, leaving a relationship. On January 1st of last year, so many of us said, this, 2020, is going to be my year. This will be the year that I finally insert thing here. And most of the people who said that because of the pandemic had to put those things on hold. If you're somebody who had plans, hopes, or dreams that had to be paused this year because of the pandemic, let yourself grieve. Those feelings are super valid. Another thing that you might be feeling is existential grief over the time that you lost this year. When everything first went on lockdown, people were doing jigsaw puzzles and tending to sourdough starters. We were keeping ourselves busy, but a lot of us felt like the pause button had just been hit on our lives. Even if you weren't planning on making any big changes, everything got put on hold. You had to pause your day-to-day normalcy and wonder, what the hell am I doing here now? Some people say that everything happens for a reason, and I don't really believe that. What I do believe is that people have the ability to make meaning of hard things that happen in our lives. We can look back and we could say, I really wish this thing hadn't happened, but if it hadn't, then this other thing would never have happened, and I kind of like this other thing, so I guess there's a silver lining. But you can't do that while you're still in something, and we're still in the pandemic. That being said, you can start to look for the seedlings of that meaning making. While we're still navigating this together, find patches of meaning where you can. Recognize that you might find more in hindsight, and don't beat yourself up for the fact that you can't do that quite yet. Lastly, you may be grieving a sense of connectedness. Even with Zoom happy hours and social distancing get-togethers, we're missing a lot of things that we used to have. We're missing out on hugs, on sitting right next to a friend, on being in a theater or stadium sharing an experience with thousands of strangers. But another way that we're grieving connectedness, and I know that for me this has been the hardest part of this year, is that some of us are kind of grieving our faith in humanity. So many of us walked into this year with a sense of trust that people have a fundamental drive and desire to take care of each other. And over the last year, watching videos of anti-maskers deliberately creating contention and chaos at Trader Joe's, that trust in human compassion has started to go away. More than a lack of hugging friends, more than not being able to have family members in our homes, I really think that this loss has been the deepest rupture in the way that we connect and relate with other people. When I feel really upset or overwhelmed about this, I think about what Mr. Rogers said about looking for the helpers in hard times. I think of the frontline health workers caring for COVID patients. I think of the surge of social justice movements. I think of my friend, an English teacher with 3 children, who's striving to give her high school students a meaningful experience in a year that's anything but normal. And when I think about these people, I feel a little bit better and more hopeful and more connected. I hope you have a safe and happy New Year's. I hope that next year is better than this one. And if you'd like to see the videos that we have in store for you in 2021, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next year!